That's why I'm asking questions. Everybody looking dumb in the face. So what was we doing? What was we talking about in terms of Jay? Let me know.
Why don't we just call the meeting?
Why?
Because you know what it's like.
They tried to hit him. His brother tried to get him hit, but they missed. Cam is Fredo. He's Cameo. I will show you. Google me. I've been saying I'm broke for years. Name one interview.
Why can't I say I'm broke?
But you should say you're a homosexual. And then the world will know how homosexuals see things.
Dame. What are you doing?
Yo, you a clown, man. Whatever. Come on. You a clown, all your clowns.
This ain't the blueprint that you set out. This is a total chatty patty crash out. Today's episode is going to be a quick take. It's not going to be a video essay because I don't think Dame's story quite merits that. Also, loads of other people have done that. So we're going to dissect quickly how the hell Dame got here and why he got here, and how the same thing that made him successful is the same thing that has become his downfall. Hopefully he can rise again though.
Pause.
Okay, quickly guys, some admin. Please like, comment, share and subscribe in order for the channel to grow. It needs your support. If you enjoy what I do, comment, like, put what you want to hear covered next. But without further ado, let's get into the episode.
Dude, I'm gonna tell you, I love to teach people.
Yeah.
So this is what I wanted to do.
I love waking up every morning to do radio.
Good. I didn't ask, I don't care. So what I'm saying is
Okay, so if you've clicked here, I presume you know Dame Dash, how he came about. But if you just aren't fully aware, let's cover it. In 1995, Dame, Jay, Biggs came together and collaborated together to create Roc-A-Fella. Dame believed in Jay-Z's talent. He saw something in him, but he realized at the time the scene wasn't giving Jay an opportunity. Jay, at the time and still to today, would be considered an older rapper in his mid-20s. Dame was going to handle the business, the market inside, Jay, the music and artistry, and Biggs was the financier. And Dame would go into label meetings, negotiating with brands. He really created that lifestyle brand that he's not a businessman, he's a businessman image of Jay-Z. And Dame owes Dame's talent for not only picking out talent, but branding talent, marketing talent needs to be discussed. It revolutionized how people looked at rappers. Once they were looked at as street musicians, street poets, in the case of Tupac and Biggie, where Jay-Z became a brand unto himself. They created Roc-A-Fella, Memphis Bleak. He brought up a lot of great artists, Kanye West as well, although the Kanye West one he had to be convinced.
Jay or Dame? Just CEO.
Absolutely 1000% Dame Dash.
Oh, really? Okay.
Because Dame
I need
Dash,
an explanation for this one.
Because Dame Dash the visionary.
Okay.
He the original black hipster.
Dame in the late 90s to mid 2000s was a revolutionary. It's hard to quite compare him to today because his star has faded a little bit and it's very much people had to be in the time to understand him, to how he got there. But the fall of Dame is quite clear, it's quite directly referencing the rise of Dame. Pause. He was too aggressive for Jay.
It's live, we the champions, you heard
Michael
it.
Jackson.
We live.
King of rap, the king of pop. Holla.
Turned out crazy, big event, 20,000.
It's the Rock, you bastards.
As always, you heard? Holla. Beat it.
He was burning bridges. His once anti-corporates own everything, which is a great thing, especially from a black cultural perspective, became isolationist, became something that removed a lot of people's wanting to work with him. Let's just call it what it is. Some of these crash outs are legendary. Trying to steal the chain as well.
Let's just stay focused because you're trying to get me on the side. What I'm saying is either this is a chain that somebody probably took from somebody and sold back, right? I'm taking this. You tell me where you got it from.
Excuse me, you can't take my stuff from my store.
You better tell me something. Go call the police then.
Let me call the police. That's mine.
Call the police then. Call the police then. Because I want to know where this chain came from. Where'd you get this piece?
Нельзя, потому что проблема будет у нас. Yo, Dame, you gotta bring that back, yo. What you doing?
Dame, the way Dame governed and handled his business was funny. I'm not gonna lie.
And on another level, it's not for y'all to put. Y'all do not control any of my artists. That's why I'm asking questions. Everybody looking dumb in the face. So what was we doing? What was we talking about in terms of the day? Let me know.
Why don't we just call the meeting?
Why?
Because you know what it's like.
Why?
David, no one.
Why? Who cares? Why? We all here. Why now you want to call a meeting?
Because you know what? No one needs to sit here and be.
No one is so to get the fuck out. I don't give a fuck.
But also, it just didn't build up to the long-term strategy. Think of Dame as aggressive. Think of Dame as someone who he's the kind of person that he's a floor raiser. But Jay-Z, sorry, that's a rookie error. But Jay-Z is a ceiling raiser. He turned his business into a corporate machine, working with corporates, working with bigger and bigger brands. That wasn't really Dame's thing, although I think Dame would have went in that direction too. But also it's important to say this, Dame had his own direction as well. He wanted to be a movie director. He put everything in Jay-Z's name, asking Jay-Z to do this, asking Jay-Z to do that. And I think he saw that Dame was unfocused, Dame was aggressive, he was burning bridges, and Dame was very egotistical. How did we get here?
Let's clear this up once and for all. The whole Dame Dash, Jay-Z feud. You know, that's been out for a long time. I know you spoke on it before, but where did this come from, and what is the status of it?
Well, if you see people like me and Dame, we'd be together every day, because our drive was for Roc-A-Fella. You know what I'm saying? So we ain't have anything else to do. So we'd be together every day. Every day, our waking day, we was worried about doing something else to make Roc-A-Fella grow. In the beginning, we'd jump in the van, we'd go to Maryland, we'd go anywhere. You know what I'm saying? And now we got our focus is everywhere. Different things. There's Rock-A-Wear, there's state property, there's Armadale, there's so many different things, as well as things that we always want to do on our own, which is, it's part of life, it's part of growing up.
Has he made decisions that you disagree with and vice versa?
Absolutely.
Like
that's just part of being in the business.
Which business decisions did he make that you wasn't?
See, and then we going back to violating that trust. I wouldn't do that, but...
Oh, okay.
Post-edit clip here, guys. Those bits that I feel like I missed out with Dame and how he got to his fall. To be frank with you, I feel like I was a bit too one-sided, and I never like to be like that. And there's something that came up in the clipping for this episode, and that was that Dame, he uses the Michael Corleone analogy for him and Cam and the fallout with him and Cam.
The movies. I watched The Godfather. So The Godfather 2, it was his little brother. It was Fredo. So right now, if we were saying what character is Cam in this movie, because he botched up a hit. They tried to hit him. His brother tried to get him hit, but they missed. Cam is Fredo. He's Cameo. That's his new name to me. He's Cameo.
Call in Cam Fredo. Fredo is the one that betrayed Michael Corleone, the head of the family. If you don't know the Godfather reference, most of you would though. And he says he's Michael in that situation. I really feel like he's Fredo and Jay-Z is Michael.
But I'm the kid's, I'm his son's godfather. You know what I'm saying? That's my brother, me and him.
And to that analogy, me believing that Michael Corleone in this situation is actually Jay-Z, even though Dame will persist and say it's him. The reason I think it's Dame that is Sonny and Jay-Z is Michael is because, like Sonny, Dame can't control his emotions. He lets his emotions run away with him. He is charismatic, so was Sonny. And I don't want to get too lost in this, but Dame was a bad leader. As was Sonny. Dame lacks the awareness. I think Dame has a good heart. I think Dame has a lot of loyalty in his heart and does want the best, generally, for the black community. He promotes black talent almost exclusively. Almost.
Don't do this, and you look good.
Thanks.
So I was saying, this is the girl I was saying, this little white lesbian Aaliyah.
But Dame lacks the awareness. He lacks the moments where he can have contrition, understanding about his behaviors and the repercussions of his behaviors, the repercussions of his crash outs. His feelings towards Cam is purely down to one thing, and he just doesn't like that Cam has overtaken him.
Now I'm hustling on his block. I'm now Cam's boss.
You gonna keep Cam show?
Yeah, I'm not gonna fire him. He's a good kid.
That one of his underlings have surpassed him, and that's the real failure of him, that he hasn't realized times have changed and that his character needs to change. His biggest fault really is his lack of awareness, and it masks a heart that's extraordinarily loyal, but the lack of awareness just makes him come across as a flaming arrogant prick.
Cameo, you were gonna earn it, but you f***ed up on purpose, and then you gonna f*** with my kids, so can't be mad. I don't think you tried, you missed, you still got. You know, that's what I ain't gonna get into it.
But the truth is, the thing that he has with Michael Corleone a lot is the betrayal. In the film, Michael had faced a lot of betrayal by the time you get to part 2. He messed up the analogy, by the way, Dame, because he's all over the place. But the truth of it is when you look at the amount of betrayal Dame faced, that clip you would have seen of him walking out the store with the chain came from Cameron selling the chain. Jay-Z took Roc-A-Fella from beneath him. Now, did Dame have it coming? Yeah, Dame treats people and talks to people crazy. But let's understand the psychology of Dame for 1 second.
Dame's attitude is, and I always believe in Dame. See, that's the one thing too, son, is that even when my son asks me about like, yo, what's going on with your name? And he's like, he feel I don't look out for him, he feel I don't do this. And my son was like, all you do is give him credit. It's documented. If you, for the last 20 years, any interview I've done talking about Dame, I've never dissed Dame. I always praise Dame. I always say thank you. I always tell people how much he helped me get out of a bad situation into a great situation, able to feed myself.
He's a man that fought for people when they didn't quite have the voice to fight for themselves. They had the talent, but they didn't have the voice. I don't know if Jay-Z becomes the mega star that he is today without someone like Dame's vision and passion to push things through. And when Dame fell flat on his ass,
What I will say about Kanye is he's the only one on a real level that's giving me a certain kind of respect. The only one. And it doesn't matter because he's the biggest one, right? He's the only billionaire of the whole crew. It's funny, you know? But he's the only one that's paid proper respect, and he's always been that guy.
people did help him. Kanye, as you can tell from that clip, has helped him. And people do put him on here and there. But there's a lot of it is pride. But there's a bitterness in his heart that is developed from his loyalty to these people. One thing about him, and when he talks about his street life, is that he has tremendous loyalty. And Dame wasn't afforded the same thing. Should Jay-Z have made him aware that he was gonna take and sell, his share of Roc-A-Fella, essentially buying them out? I don't know. That's up for the public to decide. But the truth of it is that Dame gave people loyalty, fought for people, and he was never afforded the same thing. But his character traits that they put up with, the egotism, the rudeness, the aggression, borderline bullying, dare I say bullying, which was endearing and charming when you had nothing, became irritable, and they found it unable to stand. That's even that's a poor sentence, but they were unable to stand and put up with it when they had money. Dame was unable to lose that, because that's what made Dame a star. That's what made Dame Dash, other than Damon Dash, who was selling on the streets of Harlem. And it's a thing for everyone to look out there, that the fall of many people, and I'll speak for my community, is once they get money, they don't know how to act. And when people lose that money, they start to act even worse, behave in ways that are intolerable. Scamming, moving, borrowing from people and not paying it back, trying to uphold an image. I mean, I make no qualms. The joke where he said, my house is bigger than yours, then you have got bigger fish to fry. You filed for bankruptcy, even if it is a tactical move. Dame, you've got bigger fish to fry, then whose house is bigger? But what you're seeing is the fall of his ego. But The reason Dame is so bitter, Dame is so vexed at a Cam, at a Jay-Z, at many of these, the Memphis Bleaks of the world, is because Dame, one thing that Dame did, he was extremely loyal. And loyalty is birthed from love. And his love was betrayed, but his love was warped. I hope that people take this and see that how you treat people on your come up is how you will be treated when you have your dips and your down moments. Always remember to treat people well. I don't mean to be preachy in that moment. It's just to take a lesson from Dame.
We're gonna do something about Jay. We're gonna do it together. All right then, but why you didn't call me? You want to make excuses? You can talk all you want. This is treacherous. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. I'm sick of this shit. I'm sick of this shit. And go get Leo.
Was Jay-Z right to do what he did? I think everyone would agree. Dame is someone who's difficult to work with. But at the same time, no one afforded Dame the loyalty. Dame wasn't even given a speech. All those clips you see are of Dame figuring out slowly he was being betrayed. It was a coup. Maybe he should have been ousted, but should he have been ousted in the way he did? And in this world, no one owes you anything. But Dame is a victim of a very cruel reality of the world. So I thought I'd put this out there. There may be one more clip of me in my original form, but if you can take anything from this, take that sometimes in this life, especially in business, your loyalty isn't paid back. And it will be overlooked if you don't treat people well. It will be overlooked.
Surgery in my eye because I had to remove liquid that's in my eye because I'm diabetic. But I have things that I want to say, and I think I want to talk clearly. So I'm not going to sit here and grit my teeth all day for all that, and I don't care. Get your joke. But know that right now I'm in my dentist office, and tomorrow I'm getting a surgery. And hopefully by the time y'all see this, I'll have some new teeth. But
Dame, I've got to be honest with you, doesn't seem to be in a good place. I think the internet is exploiting him, and I thought I would take this opportunity to do something a little bit different, to break down how he got here, and hopefully the brother can rise again. Pause. But the biggest lesson to take from this, guys, is that ego, pride, overspending, consumerism will be the fall of us all. Be aware of your flaws when you're rising to the top. They don't go away, they become exacerbated. And when you do have an eventual dip, your character is what brings you back up. And if you treated people poorly on the way up, it will point you on the way down. With that, I give you my leave. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. And what this underneath my noise? I'm out.